Frieren is the highest ranking anime, but does it deserve it? It does, but it seems like it doesn't. Because when you see anime in general, the audience itself, an anime like Frieren does not seem like a thing that would be on the top. But it is. Why is that? Because in general, the anime audience mostly like over-the-top action stimulating thing that don't make sense at all. That just get you stimulated and get you worked up and get your dick stiff as hell. That is what anime does. Most of the times, the shonen and your action stuff. And the audience themselves like that stimulation, like their dicks to be stiffened up. But Frieren is the exact opposite of that. Frieren is a fucking beautiful anime. It is so fucking beautiful, but it doesn't get your dick stiffen up because it isn't that type of an anime. It does not try to overstimulate you. It does not try to get you hot and bothered. It does not try to do that. Like most of action anime, like your bitch ass Jujutsu Kaisen, the worst ass show out there that people like for some reason. And people like that bitch ass show because it is over the top. Every second, people want every second something to be happening on the screen. They cannot just sit down and look at the screen and just absorb it. At every second, they want something to be happening, something to get worked up about, to get overstimulated about, to increase their blood pressure, because of which your dick stiffen up. And you like that. But Frieren does the exact opposite. Frieren makes your dick flaccid. And that's bad, but it isn't. For those Jujutsu Kaisen fans that want their dick to be stiffened up for all of their life, it is bad for them, but not for all. So, if the general audience of anime is like this, how did Frieren become the highest ranking anime out there, became the top dog in anime? How did that happen? If it really does make your dick flaccid, how did it get that spot? And well, the theory I came up with, the best thing about Frieren is that it does make your dick flaccid. It does not try to make you do anything, make you overstimulated, get your dick stiffen up and increase your blood pressure. It doesn't try to do any of those things. And because it doesn't try to over-express itself, doesn't try to make our dicks stiffen up, it tries to make us interested in the anime by the characters, the atmosphere, by its expressiveness, which is not that expressive. That is the good thing about Frieren. We all got interested in Frieren not because it was trying to be anything more. It was trying to be a very big thing, trying to become the biggest thing in anime. It wasn't trying to do that at all. It was just itself. And we, the anime watchers who are not Jujutsu Kaisen fans, fuck those, we absorbed that, we understood that, we tried to connect with that, and we connected with that. That is how we saw the different characters, saw how these characters are not the most expressive things. The animation is not the most expressive, but it feels expressive. Much more expressive than any stimulating thing out there. Because in that emptiness, because in that hollowness, it gives us meaning. It gives us space to think about the anime itself, think about the story itself. Unlike your bitch ass Jujutsu Kaisen. I hate Jujutsu Kaisen, so I'm going to just fuck on it. Hate me for that. The thing about Frieren is that it doesn't try to do anything spectacular. It is Frieren from the beginning to the very end. If you want your fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, you are not getting that. Just fuck off. It From the start, it shows that it isn't it, and it becomes the thing that these anime, Jujutsu Kaisen, wants to become, aspire to become. Because Frieren did the exact opposite of these anime, that's why it got there. And Frieren did not got there because we as a community talked and made it happen. We did made it happen, but we didn't talk. We didn't talk about trying to make it to that place. It just became that. Because it was so connectable, because it was so relatable, because it was an anime where we got the space to think about, to thought about, to feel the anime. That is why, by a coincidence, it got to that place. It wasn't trying to do that, and we did not force it. It just got there because it was just good. That is why it got to that place. Where these anime aspire to go, these anime will never go. Because it do the exact thing that we want. We want an anime and show to get our cocks stiffen up. But in reality, subconsciously, we want something to think about, something to connect with. Yeah, it is easier to enjoy trash as shows like Jujutsu Kaisen to not think about anything and just absorb it and take it out from your mind from a second after watching the episode. Yeah, it is easy to do that, but we as human beings, we are interested in the story itself. We have got to this place, we have evolved and got to this place because we listened to different stories, understood different messages from those, and we go to that this very place because of those stories. And that is what Frieren is. Frieren is a story about normal people. Normal people who are just living their lives in this fantasy world. In this fantasy world that is not over explosive. That is just a world that exists in which normal people exist and live their lives. That is why we connect with Frieren. Because Frieren is about normal people. The purpose of Frieren is to convey the message of the ways different people live their lives. And that is how we connect with an anime that makes our takes present. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this reaches to 8 minutes. So yeah, bye bye. That's it.